Hello and welcome back to The Grade Cricketer, brought to you by ACCO. You can check out ACCO at acco.com. My name's Ian Higgins. Sam Perry is he. Let me give you the scores, Pez. England rolled for 303. New Zealand find themselves 74 cricket runs behind at 229 for 3. No one cares about that. Pez, can you give it to me in grade terms?
Going to do it from a Kiwi perspective.
Nice. You can do the accent?
No. Just cash in here, boys.
Cash in here, boys.
That's where I think it's at.
Yeah.
229 for 3.
The game is evenly poised at the moment. New Zealand are in front. New Zealand are winning. Who's winning? Shut up.
Mum.
I would never have that kind of aggression towards mum.
Me neither.
But I take your point. Yeah, England seem to be... New Zealand do seem to be in front of the game at the moment, as they were all throughout Lords. And then it rained on day 3 and kind of ruined the game a little bit there. But it doesn't look like we're going to have that in Birmingham at the moment. But, New Zealand are good. They're playing their B-side. Or are England bad? Can both things be true?
You can't have two things true at once, mate. Take your fucking pick with anything. And we're going to get to a few themes along those lines as well.
Give me 3 things from the day, please.
First one, tail wags, okay? This is how it kicked off. We've seen this phenomenon before in cricket, here goes. Mark Wood, Dan Lawrence come out to bat. Mark Wood plays one good shot. The Kiwi bowlers decide, right, we're going to have to attack his head at all times and bowl 2 different lengths. He plays the ball, briefly morphs into Ricky Ponting. He has 42 or something like that. And New Zealand look like they're in a little bit of a spin. Eventually, Mark Wood gets out.
Yeah.
But it gave rise to a great piece of commentary, a great phase of commentary from Michael Holding, who was talking about this phenomenon we see all the time, where you get the tail enders in, the established bat is milking the strike, working with the tail there, and you see the fielders come in for that, and then they try and spread the field or bring him in to keep whoever on strike. And Holding at one point just goes, field up, and there's the ball. He goes, and there's the boundary. You know, and it was he picked it very well. But
why is milking the field a thing?
You mean like the adjective or the verb? Sorry, to milk.
To milk. Yeah, like I don't see like Mark Wood wasn't like. Have you ever milked a cow?
No, I haven't.
I think I've done it once at maybe like the Easter show. Very unusual experience because it's warm.
Yes.
There's the old thing of like the first person to like drink milk. He was not a normal person.
Yes.
Anyways,
someone had to find it out.
Someone had to find it out. Oh, udders, sucking on those, definitely. Yeah, go on.
Think about all the experiments that went wrong. All the things people tried to eat that didn't work.
How do people know which mushrooms are good?
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Some guys with the error.
What about when a tail ender just plays a nice cover drive and you go, well, they'll be the last of those. They'll be the last of those in this innings. The rest of the all coming fucking through the chest.
So that you can actually swing freely and score more runs.
Yeah, exactly. Mark Wood played one glorious pull shot, and it really was Mark Wood's innings in many ways. He played one glorious pull shot. It's like, fuck, this guy can stick. Do you reckon, like cricket was more fun, I feel like, when bowlers just didn't even try to bat. And now, like, everyone can kind of stick.
Oh, mate, and you can play, like, a back foot drive coming off the outside half of your bat or the bottom corner of your bat. Like
Scrunt it over there,
last night, and it just skated through for 4. Like, this is where Bumble was going like, man, how good's this bloke's bat? Yeah. He briefly started talking like a country Australian.
Even Stuart Broad, he bats at 10 now. He's got 169 against Pakistan. But still, 169, more than me.
Yeah, but last night he just backed away and nicked one as well. Anderson was LBW. Dan Lawrence ends up with 81 not out.
Yeah.
I'm not yanking you, as Chandler said to Joey. And Joey says, stop yanking me, because I'm not yanking you.
Yeah, that's back to
anyway,
the milking
sorry, I was
stuff.
just talking about the milking stuff. I was just in my head. What?
Do you reckon you'd whistle while you milk?
I can confirm I do.
It's not really about cricket, is it, this show? Never is.
So England ended on 303, so what, they added about 46.
Well, they were 6 for 140, weren't they?
Yeah, that's right. So 303, they got their way to something.
Yeah.
So on to the second one. Here goes.
Please.
So I just want to sort of encapsulate a fair bit of New Zealand's innings here, but, Conway is real.
Yeah.
There were claimed catches, or one claimed catch we'll talk about, and Will Young impressed.
Yeah.
So Devon Conway is, in Premier League terms, Bruno Fernandes for me, in that he comes in from nowhere, no one's heard of him, and he's immediately the best or one of the best players in the team. He's 29, he's ripe, he's ready. He's ripe for the picking. You can feel it in your plums.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
You know, with Devon Conway. He just looked imperious. So much so that even the ball he got out on was his best shot. It was unbelievable shot.
He must have seen a racist in the crowd. He started flicking him over square again.
Exactly. He's seen a racist again. Oh, man, he threw away a triple tongue, Devon Conway.
Honestly, I mean, that must be one of the most frustrating things. But he's coming to cricket. He's coming to cricket. He's coming to Test cricket.
Hasn't played before.
No, red hot. 200 in his first game at Lords. And then he just gets 80 in this dig here, and he's fucking doing on his dick, which is an expression that I've never really properly understood. Is he standing on his penis? Is that a thing? Is it an erect penis?
Is his penis a cricket bat? So he's hitting the ball with his penis, and
doing
doesn't that hurt?
On his dick. On his dick.
I heard someone describe it. I was playing it off my dick.
Oh yeah, okay.
Before,
but you know how that's very Australian.
You can hold it in two hands, can you?
Mate, fucking did it on his dick.
He did it on his dick.
Did it on his dick today. Anyway, so he's come in. And then I wonder if he. Nah, he surely would appreciate like that. That's a fucking lost opportunity for a Test match 100 there. He's thrown that away.
It was coming so easily to him.
Oh, my plums.
I was actually thinking about, I often do think about Tom Latham, little Tommy Latham.
Yeah, I can confirm that.
And his opening partners in the last few years, he's had Jeet Raval, who I think he had his bat sponsor was like his accounting firm that he worked at part-time, something like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, that's fucking good gear. And then the other guy who opened recently was Tom Blundell, who was like, he had a pretty decent record. I looked it up before. He had a test average of 38, so not bad. But then Conway comes in, he's like, oh, this has just revolutionised their entire side. It's a bit like when Labuschagne came in for the Australian team, where it's like, I know you're 3 and 4 sorted with Smith and Labuschagne, and then Warner at the top as well.
Square peg, square hole, bang, that pillar sorted. Didn't even have to develop you.
Tommy Latham, little Tommy Latham, or Timmy Latham as I like to call him, he must just be like, fuck yeah, this is good gear.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's
nice. What about India? It's going, oh, okay, they've just got another fucking world-class batsman who's just come in straight away. Or is it? Or is it just the bowling attack? So there was apart from Conway's wonderful innings, a breezy 80 where he left 120 or 220 in the bank. There was a moment when he was on 22.
Yeah.
This is what most people are writing about. This is sort of the moment of the day, the controversy of the day. I just want to explain a sequence to you as I saw it. He goes, broad to Conway. Conway nicks it to third slip. Zak Crawley takes the ball, claims it. Umpires say, not sure if it carried. I think that's not abnormal to me that an umpire has a different view to the biased players. Well, players have a vested interest in that result. That's fine.
Did you catch that?
That's how the law works. You have two adversaries. Anyway, so normal thing for umpires to have a different view. They say, not sure, don't think it carried. Let's go to the video just to see if we can pick up some more information.
Yes.
It's pretty inconclusive. You could probably argue it both ways, and we're going to get to some laws on that sort of shit as well. Stuart Broad, he's a fast bowler. He carries on because his fingers are under the ball. Oh, okay, that's right, Stuart. Right, actually, cancelled the decision. That's what Broad does.
Oh, Stuart said that.
That's fine. And then all the headlines are about the problem with the soft signal.
Right.
Have I missed anything there?
No, that's what happened.
Yeah. With this stuff, like, there's a lot of carry-on going on at the moment about it, particularly around the soft signal. I saw Jason Holder say, we need to sort out the soft signal. I respect his view, obviously, as he does mine. But like, with these things, when you slow it down with the catch, anybody who's saying it was conclusive either way can get in the bin. Or even this intangible, like cricketers know thing. I mean, I have eyes. I saw it. I saw a ball on the grass. I saw fingers on the ball as well. Two things can be true at the same time. How many times do you have to say it? Sorry to get all like MCC wet shit on it.
Yep.
Law 32B, a catch shall be considered to be fair if, B, the ball does not touch the ground, even though the hand holding it does so, infecting the catch. So really the question is, what is the ground? Is the grass the ground? I thought it was.
Yeah.
Don't know. Maybe it's not clear. The ball's touching the grass. Ball's touching the grass. So what I'm saying is, you can see how that decision comes about.
As the fielder, you would have taken catches like this. You think you caught it?
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's gone straight in the hand, all good. And And that's all well and good. Stuart Broad will fucking claim anything.
Sure.
That's also fine. And
Criminal mindset.
Also, the images that I've seen and the video itself, some of the ball is on the ground, some of it's under his fingers.
Can happen.
It's a spherical object that can happen.
It can happen.
So it's like, what's the law? Well, yeah, it by definition touched the ground. Some of it was under his hand as well at the same time. I don't think it's a soft signal issue. It's like a very this does happen semi-regularly in cricket. I don't know what the answer is. It's like trying to in different sports they keep trying to manipulate in football handball rule, deliberate away from the body. They keep trying to change it, but there's no perfection in it. But sport is not perfect. If I can be poetic for a second, so it's just I don't know. It's just one of these things, like one of these anomalies, I suppose. I don't know how to fix it. It's just I don't know. It's just is what it is.
Definition of the ground: is it the turf, like the soil, the earth, or is it the grass? Like if grass was a foot long and you took one at your shin,
right?
So you've caught it cleanly, but it's actually touched grass, which is above your shin. Is that out or not out?
Like in the first test, if Ross Taylor was standing in a field of corn,
that's right,
and it flicked one of the it flicked a cob of corn.
Sometimes as a bald man, I had to grow one hair. It's like that with grass. Would that be out?
Yeah.
I don't know. Mate, you're totally right. Anyone is, and cricketers know, you don't know.
You don't know.
You get guys who sometimes review things and they edged it. You don't always
Ross
know.
Taylor caught a ball, fingers pointing up, and he was like, I better check this guy.
Well,
he caught a skyer.
That's some skeleton stuff, I do not know about that. Yeah. But you can be Zak Crawley and take that catch and go, it felt like it went in.
Yeah.
It felt like it went in. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you unless you're Michael Clark or Ricky Ponting or Michael Slater, you go, that's fucking out, mate.
Unless you're Australian.
You don't know.
If your passport's blue, you know what happened.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand, I don't think it's a soft signal issue. You just go into like Virat Kohli said with this thing with Milan.
So that was in the ODI series after the Test series. There was a controversial catch, and then Kohli was like, I reckon we should get rid of that. And then for the IPL, straight away, problem solved.
Well,
I don't know how that happened.
Kohli's problem with it was that, how can an umpire's hunch, where they don't actually know what happened, where they can't make it, how can an umpire's hunch be so powerful in deciding the final calls? The reality is there are some dismissals where there doesn't seem to be objectivity over what happened. It's almost like with this kind of catch, both things can be true. You can have had your fingers under the ball, but it'd be touching the grass. So there just needs to be, it seems to me, a little bit more clarity around what is out or not out, or what the ground actually is.
I don't know if we'll ever find the right sequence of words which will be clear cut, because something will then happen which will then contradict those sets of words. I just think it's like one of these things in sport where it's just there is no perfection in this exact instance, this very specific instance. I just don't know if you'll ever find it. In this instance, maybe England were a little bit frustrated because it was just given not out. I don't know, but also they were extremely confident. Does that mean anything? Probably not, because then you look at the footage anyway.
And that's why when it comes to the crunch as a player, you should always claim it. And that's why we're about to play you exactly what Zak Crawley's view is about this kind of thing. He said it on our show not too long ago. Have a listen. Sydney Pretenders. And yet I've come across a controversy involving a catch on the road.
Oh, here we go.
I've been given a picture, which we'll put up on YouTube. I've seen a picture. The person in the picture appears to be you, Zak. You're holding the ball, your foot's on the rope, ball's in hand. The guy you dismissed was on 100 plus. I'm told he missed a state contract because of it. I mean,
changed his life.
How good did it feel, to just discard decency and morals and just claim it?
Very Australian.
And did you correctly and immediately let your teammates know when in the huddle that you were claiming it, despite your foot being on the road? How good did that feel?
Yes.
100%. I mean, especially because he was on 100, and I thought there's no chance of letting him bat on after 2. Because it was the ball before 2, and I thought no chance. I knew the camera was on me, and I thought I'd step on the rope anyway.
Do you see? I see what you're doing there, because I know you've spoken public about this. I didn't know my foot was on the rope, and other teammates have come in to defend you and stuff like that. You're a nice person, but we all know deep down, you would have felt that rope on your foot as you took the ball. You felt it. We all feel it.
Oh dear. To be honest with you, if you look at that photo again, you'll see a bird right below my foot.
An actual flying bird, not a woman.
No. Which is a remarkable coincidence, and I'm calling foul play on that. Someone's photoshopped that and put that bird in there, because my foot's never been on the rope.
That's right, foul play. I like it. It's a deep fake.
Absolutely.
Deep fake.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely
Yeah.
fake.
The third thing he goes is, I expected better from England. I expected
So
better
did
from
I.
England.
So did I, yeah.
And it just gets you thinking, because we said yesterday, Broad, Anderson, Wood, Stone against a pretty inexperienced batting lineup. They should not so much have some fun, but I'd expect them to have a pretty good day with the ball.
Get ahead in the game.
I missed Will Young there before, who was super impressive, but it just makes me wonder whether, like, when you lose massive players out of your side, like the way Australia did with Smith and Warner, like just big key pillars who kind of and Bancroft as well, who's coming really good. He's got a massive head, but like. It kind of imbalances your side. Like, those guys are expected to do all the heavy lifting, and then everyone else's performances are around it. But when you take out like Stokes and Archer out of England's bowling attack, something's missing from them. It just didn't look very. It was some tough cricket. Like Will Young scored slowly, and there was certain spells, but just they lacked penetration.
Yeah.
The Broad and Anderson thing looks creaky, or are they foxing? I don't know, for something later. No spinner. Dan Lawrence gets a wicket at the end with a really good delivery. Like they're obsessed with getting Ollie Stone a game. Yeah, it took a bit of tap.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, Ollie Stone went for like four and a half and over, I think, in a game which has been pretty slow. Otherwise, in a series, has been pretty slow scoring. You made the point before that like that when Stokes and Archer are in the team, the other players make sense.
Yeah.
And that rings true to me as well. Then you think about also the bowling performance of England so far in this game, apart from the Conway catch, which really could have gone either way, I suppose. Apart from that, there weren't a stack of LBW shots, there weren't a stack of plays and misses. They've taken, Dan Lawrence has come on for his second over. He's taken his first test wicket bowling some fucking Paul Adams frog and a blender shit. And the other wicket was Conway get caught flicking one of his pads of backward square. So in terms of like really challenging, I mean, either New Zealand have batted extremely well, which can be true, or England just seem... I don't know. This is one of the only times I've seen Broad and Anderson not fucking just tear through blokes.
Yeah.
Which might be a sign of the end of their career. Which I also say Stuart Broad went past Courtney Walsh for most test wickets. Okay.
It's a hard taskmaster. It's a fair few wickets for Walsh there. It's just that it didn't scare us later on in his career.
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But, yeah, England's balance all wrong again. This pitch is going to spin.
I've heard people have written saying, you can only pick Jack Leacher as spinner when you've got Ben Stokes in the side. That can go in the bin as well. I mean, it's literally just you replace one of the quicks with a spinner because they offer a bit of variety and a bit of an opportunity to try and get a wicket in a different way. You don't need Ben Stokes to play a spinner, in my view anyway. But they seem obsessed with getting all their quicks a game ahead of the Ashes. But they should take the Australian approach. Like, you actually get better as a cricketer when you don't play. Do people understand that now? Don't play these guys. Like, why would you want to play at this point? I mean, now that England are starting to struggle a little bit, like, there's these sort of like half-written, sort of penciled-in question marks over like, where's Stuart Broad at the moment? Is he all right? He had a couple of good spells yesterday. Where's Stuart Broad? Or like, Jimmy doesn't look as penetrating. It's just funny. Like, the more you play, the more it's like, should you be going? You've got that with the bats as well. Zak Crawley's averaging 9. What's going on? Like, I bet Zak Crawley was wishing he was Aussie at the moment. Just not playing because he's just what about his 260 against Pakistan?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
and then we do get a game. It's like, I probably won't go to that tour. I'll just go back to the IPL.
Yeah. So the Ashes is going to be a summon on whether you get better by playing or not playing at all. And then you just look ahead, like, what's England going to do for India? He goes like, what's their edge over India? Is it going to be green semi wickets? Okay, good luck. Good luck with India's bowlers there.
At the moment, in no category are England ahead of India. And again, India are good because they're not playing. So that helps.
Okay, AskTGC. He goes, brought to you by our great friends at ACO. Archie Graves writes in, but when will you, and indeed the world, on behalf of whom you obviously speak, be ready to accept frontline Joe Root? I think he means frontline bowler.
Right.
Has he nicked enough pages from Aksar's Potions book? Why is Joe Root's baby's first beard and grown man knuckleball the most intimidating combination in world cricket? Is he saying Joe Root's going to have a baby, that baby will have a beard and bowl a knuckleball?
Because Joe Root had his first or second. He had a daughter, didn't he? I think he's got 2 kids, I think. Not across Joe Root's familial situation.
If his baby did have a beard and bowled a knuckleball, why would that be the most intimidating combination? Well, no child's ever done that before, I'd imagine. So that sentence just got, he just that trip started really kicking in.
Something going on there with Archie, but I mean, yeah, man. Joe Root's a serviceable bowler, and
I don't mind it.
But if they want to come out here and play 4 quicks and Joe Root, let's just call it off now. I mean, we're very close to doing it anyway. But again, Australia's not playing, so that's a benefit of that. But Joe Root, Joe Root's best bowling performance was in Ahmedabad, or was it Chennai? It was Ahmedabad, wasn't it? Yeah, when he took like 5 wickets or something, and then like England.
Get it right. What was it?
I don't know. I've never made a mistake before. We were like, oh, we're on here, boys. And it's like, oh, no, Axel's going to bowl a Bairstow in a second, and we're about to see the funniest thing in Test cricket history. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Joe Root. I mean, I was actually wondering why Moeen Ali isn't even in the squad for this. He's playing the T20 Blast for Worcestershire. Why isn't Moeen Ali anywhere near this team?
Oh, you can only balance it up if you have.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
he needs the right balance. He needs to be in. So
good point.
Yeah. Gurjant Singh writes in, boys, you're only as good as your last inning. Don must be pissed.
Yeah.
Hashtag AskTGC.
Yeah. Not much detection of sarcasm going on in the old comments,
Yeah.
But you know what? Sachin, not that good.
And that's why our next YouTube video is going to be Sachin's last innings, a deconstruction. I think it was 70-odd against the Windies, actually. A breezy half-century.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Windies, though.
Yeah. He didn't play many tests either. That's an important thing. All right. Thank you very much for you guys supporting us. As ever, we'll be back for day 3. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's see these Kiwis get some runs.